As we've already heard, Lilly's interest in astrology began during his time working for Gilbert Wright, whose first wife Marjorie had enjoyed visiting various healers and fortune tellers, such as the London physician and astrologer Simon Forman. Lilly reveals in his memoir that Forman had also made a protective magical talisman for his late wife Ellen's first husband, which he had discovered amongst her possessions after her death. Made of angel gold, an old coin of high gold content, it contained various protective inscriptions and sigils, including the tetragrammaton and the names of several angels. Lilly was intrigued. At that time, the use of magical talismans was not at all uncommon as a way to ward off illness, bad luck, or negative energy, much like people today might use crystals or wear a necklace with sacred inscriptions or holy symbols on it, such as the crucifix. This practice can be traced to the Picatrix, a Persian handbook on practical magic with links to far older works, including the Greek magical papyri, and in turn Babylonian astral magic, that had been reintroduced to Renaissance Europe after being translated from Arabic into Latin, and had become more widely accepted in Western esoteric circles, thanks to scholars like Marcello Ficino, who popularized the notion of what he called natural magic. And indeed, one of the previous owners of Lilly's copy of the Picatrix, which is now in the British Library, is known to have been Simon Forman, the very same man who constructed Ellen's talisman. Lilly, in turn, would pass it on to his friend Elias Ashmole when he became interested in the subject, and Lilly grew tired of dabbling in what he termed the black arts. Lilly, for his part, went through a phase of experimenting with various esoteric practices and traditions, including the summoning of spirits using invocations, as well as talismanic magic, but would eventually settle on astrology as his main interest, once he had satisfied for himself the question of whether there was any verity in the art or not, and mastered it sufficiently to make sound prognostications of his own. He first began to take a serious interest in astrology in 1632, when he was introduced via a clergyman to John Evans, who was said to be an excellent wise man and studied in the black art. Evans, a Welshman by birth, had formerly been a clergyman in Staffordshire, but had been forced to flee to London when his occult activities attracted the attention of the church authorities. While Evans taught Lilly the rudiments of astrology, Lilly soon developed a low opinion of his tutor. Eventually, they parted company when Evans misrepresented the astrological facts to a client in order to please her. Thereafter, Lilly continued his studies on his own,